Hi, everyone. John here at PT, Dan Sandler Training. Dan,
Good
how are
morning,
you?
John. I'm good.
Morning,
You?
Dan. I'm well. Thank you for joining me for
You're
PTS,
welcome.
Dan.
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome. So let's talk about soft skills. And one of the things you mentioned to me is sort of the rise of the soft skills again. So that's coming back into, or maybe just finally coming into its own, so to speak. Sales when I started was pretty tough, maybe is a way to think about it, as far as how it was gone about. And soft skills seem to matter a lot more today. Talk about how they're coming into play and some of the things salespeople need to start thinking about and working on with them.
Mm. Boy, sales has really changed over the last couple decades for those of us around long enough.
You know?
And part of that is it's not all about technique.
Yeah.
I can learn how to make a cold call. I can learn how to overcome objections. I can do all that stuff, how to get people to share budgets. That's technique. And unless it's softened with
Yeah.
human relationship and nurturing and that kind of stuff, it doesn't go anywhere.
Yes.
And so part of that, John, I think is the self-confidence of the salesperson. If my self-confidence is low and you're objecting to me, I get kind of my feathers get ruffled and I kind of boom hit you back. But if I've got a strong, self-confidence, self-image, and you're hitting me with objections, it's kind of like, well, this is just the way it is, and I could be
Yeah.
a lot more nurturing. So I think we need to really work on building that entire skill set.
Well, I think there's also been a really big rise in genuineness and authenticity that
Mm,
didn't exist 30 years ago when I started. It was much more, everybody kind of put on a facade of an image, so to speak, on
mhm,
everything. From
mhm,
what you drove to your office, all of those kinds of things created an image that I don't think was always real to the person.
mhm.
And I think people are now looking for that connection point, human to human, that before we tolerated not having. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think that's true. And if you really want to use the analogy, we need a spine of steel wrapped in velvet of human relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think we always forget that either we get salespeople that are all wishy-washy and all nurturing and everything,
Yeah.
or we get salespeople whose spines are so rigid they can't move one direction or the other. You really need both, don't you?
Do you have any suggestions on on ways somebody can work on soft skills?
Yeah, practice it with your family.
Okay. Okay.
And that's the number one place because that's the number one place that people kind of get under our skin and stuff. And boy, that's a great chance to practice.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that my kids and this generation coming up has taught us a lot about is it's genuinely okay to be who you are.
Hmm.
And I think that helps people just let people accept you or reject you for who you are, be okay with it, and move on to the next. It's okay.
Man, that's a gold point right there. If we could all figure that out, how to not let what people think of us affect us, imagine what it would do.
Yep. Yep. All right, everybody. See you again tomorrow.
Have a good one.